when most people think of like their 18th birthday, they think of happy stuff, happy days, days when they were finally, like a day when they were finally legal, when they were finally happy or whatever. But personally for me, when I think of my 18th birthday, it is like one of my most embarrassing moments. One of the days I have the biggest regrets ever. One of the days when I made the most stupid decision ever in my life. And I think this is something I could never outlive. I doubt there's anything I could ever do that would surpass the stupidity of the things I did on my 18th birthday. Hi and welcome to my channel. So as you already heard me, or what I already started from, today I'm going to be talking about like my 18th birthday and what happened in the year 2019. It took me a very long time to get over like the embarrassment of what happened on that day, and I don't really think I'm fully over it, but I think right now I'm more like, you know, I feel I have outgrown it, and I doubt I'll ever repeat the same mistakes again. So I'm able to now talk about it. It's still embarrassing, but hey, at least I get to share my story with you guys. Okay, so on my 18th birthday, I wasn't sure if I wanted to have a party or not, but my friends convinced me. So I was like, hey, should we like rent a place or something? What do you guys say? And they were like, well, it'll be cheaper to just have a picnic. And mind you, in the whole year of 2018 summer, we had already been having so many picnics and everything. So on my birthday, when they suggested the picnic, I was like, yeah, okay, but wouldn't it be cold? They're like, we'll just wear our jackets, it's cheaper, and we'll do it close to the city, like close to the city center, so it's easy for us to just move to like a club or a bar when it's like, you know, when everything is getting too cold for us, so just move indoors. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a plan. And in Austria, you can start drinking, I think it's almost everywhere in Europe, you can start drinking from the age of 16, but from the age of 16 you can only drink beer, wine, and that's it. But hard liquor and dry gin you can only drink from the age of 18. So since I was one of the few people in my my friendship group that has like that was or had turned 18, I was the one to buy like the hard liquors and to bring. I was one to bring the hard liquors, and other people said they'll bring this, they'll bring that. So anything to eat, you know, people had like, you know, said they'll bring something. So all I had to do was bring the drinks. That's it, bring the drinks. So on the day of the picnic or party, I went shopping and I bought like so many vodkas. I think that was the only hard liquor I bought, vodka, because that was what I was like, you know, I knew that was a drink I knew. So I bought vodka, and at the cashier, like by the cashier, at the cassa, I don't know how to say it in English, I think at the cashier, yeah, so over there, when I was paying, she's like, your ID card please. So I gave her my ID card. She saw that, oh, okay, I had just turned 18 that day. She's like, happy birthday. I was like, thank you. Then I took the drinks and I came to meet my friends. So I brought the drinks, and earlier a friend had suggested that I should also bring shot glasses or shot cups, but I forgot. So another friend had brought the shot glasses. So when the person brought the shot glasses, we were like, oh, well, let's take shots. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the whole picnic or party began. And most of us there had not even eaten yet. Personally, for myself, I hadn't eaten yet, you know, because I thought I'll come into the city early and then go get some food to eat before I go meet up with my friends for the whole thing. But by the time I was done buying, getting my train and everything, I was kind of late. So I didn't have time to go get food. So I was sitting there on an empty stomach with lots of liquor, like so much liquor. People had actually brought other drinks too. I had friends who had brought other drinks, like soft drinks, and they had also brought, I think, beers or something. So it was like so much going on, like, and the party had just begun. I think it was like 6 or 7 and everything had just begun. So we sat down, we were chatting. I think I still have videos of that. I will put in videos so you guys would see what actually happened. So we sat down and we were just like, you know, at the beginning it was all cool. We were all just having like, you know, some soft drinks, some Fanta, some cola. all just having sort of drinks. And then as more people started coming in, one day come, they're like, oh, Bernice, let's take a shot, happy birthday. So when they say happy birthday, then I get a gift, and then we take a shot. So that kept going on for a while. So I took a shot with quite a few people. And at this point, I was okay. Like, you know, that wasn't my first drinking. So I was okay. I was fine. Nothing was happening. I was just sitting down at school. And one of my male friends suggested, yo, Bernice, let me do some mixture for you and taste it and see how it tastes. Like, it's so good. Let me make some cocktail mixtures for you. So this friend mixes like a few drinks. He mixes a few drinks and then he drinks it and he's like, try it. So then I drink this drink and I realize my head gets a bit fuzzy, you know. My head gets a bit fuzzy. I think at this point I had drunk a bit too much, but I wasn't realizing it just yet, you know. I felt the drink. I was like, okay, it tastes nice, but it's a bit strong. So then I don't know what he did to it. Then he diluted it a bit, I guess. Then he gave it to me. So now I was holding a cocktail and I was drinking. And you know the problem with cocktails? Like, they are still alcoholic, but you just don't feel that they're alcoholic because they taste so sweet. So that also happened to me. So I was still drinking and we were still chatting and more people were coming in and I was still taking more shots. So at this point, I had like mixed so many drinks because like I had taken the cocktail. I think I also had like a beer or something. And then I had also taken the vodka, or I had been taking the vodka. And these three friends of mine come in, they're like, oh my God, Bernice, I have a gift for you. And they gave me the gift, and then one of the guys is like, guess what I brought? So he raises his hands up and he's holding like a dry gin. He had been drinking it anyway, so he was, I think, like, he was a bit like, you know, not stable. And he gave me the dry gin, like, let's drink it. I was like, okay. So I took just a tiny bit of the dry gin. Let me tell you guys, I really don't like dry gin. So I took just a little bit of it because, you know, for the birthday sprays and everything. So I took just a little bit. And it was from this point on, I have no memory. After I took that dry gin, I had no memory of what happened. So everything else that happened, I had to see videos of it. I was told by my friends. The next day, I was being called. I was being messaged by most of the people that were there. So let me tell you guys, I had totally embarrassed myself. Okay, sorry. What happened? After that dry gin, you guys, I had no memory. So everything else I'm going to be telling you guys from here are what other people told me. So the people who were there, that was what they told me, and from the videos I saw. Okay, so after the dry gin, I sat down apparently and I started drinking vodka. But this time around, I was holding the whole bottle. I wasn't like pouring this into a cup, but I was holding the whole bottle and gulping it down. They thought I was okay and I was just, you know, just drinking. So no one like tried to stop me or anything like that. They were just like, you know, watching. And everything was going on fine until I finished the whole vodka bottle. And then I chewed the glass. So I chewed the glass and it broke. And that was when they realized, okay, something is wrong. You know, that's when they realized something is wrong. And one friend starts questioning me. Bernice, are you okay? Bernice, blah, blah, blah. So at this point, they were taking videos. So I watched the videos, you know. One friend started questioning me, asking me things about a crush I had and things like that. And then I managed to get up. They have no idea how I did that, but I managed to get up. And then I started running by the roadside. So what I forgot to say was that where we had the picnic, there was a river. There was a river where there were like ships and stuff. And then there was a pavement where you could, a garden, a pavement, another garden, a pavement, then the streets. So we're more or less like in between. So I ran from where we were, and I was trying to get onto the streets. I was trying to get into the roadside. So my friends had to run along with me and then try to, like, you know, hold me and bring me back. So they pull me, managed to get me back on the floor. So now I'm on the floor. I'm just lying down. Laughing, talking, shouting. Now they're just there wondering, like, what do we do? What's wrong with Bernice? What do we do? What's wrong with Bernice? And you guys, apparently I just stopped talking and I just went so quiet and so silent, and you couldn't hear me breathe anymore. Look, I have never been grateful for the kind of like experiences my friends and I have or had, but it was at this moment that I knew, or at this moment that, you know, when they told me, I just knew that if not for the first aid classes we all did, like, bro, you guys. Okay, so we had a first aid class. We had to learn about how to take care of people in emergencies, blah blah blah. And luckily amongst us, we had one friend who wants to be a doctor, and so he was like a Red Cross member, and like an active Red Cross member, knew all about all that kind of stuff. So even though we had done first aid, he had done first aid and was actively, you know, working with the Red Cross to help people and things like that. So he kind of knew more. And then he checked my breath. He's like, she's not breathing, yo, let's get her into a comfortable position, blah blah. So apparently I was choking on, like, you know, the alcohol I'd taken so much that, you know, I had, instead of me to vomit, I had slept like backwards, so everything was still in my throat and everything like that. So then they moved me into a comfortable position, like, you know, got my arms under like the whole first aid course thing. And then I was there, and the guy in the Red Cross calls the ambulance. They call the ambulance and I get taken. They were all like, you guys, this was just like 2 hours or 3 hours into me coming there. It hadn't been that long. We had been planning to stay to like 11 or 12, and at like 8 to 9 I was already gone. So they call the ambulance, and the ambulance comes to, like, you know, comes to take me, and they go along. I don't know how they get to, because the ambulance only takes, I think, the ambulance only takes one person. So one or two of my friends, I don't remember, get into the ambulance with me. And when they get to the hospital, they don't know who to call, because I didn't give them my parents' number, you know, so they don't know who to call to come get me. They have no idea. Luckily, they know my younger sister, because she's still in the same class with us. I don't even know why they didn't think to call her in the beginning, but like, yeah. So they call my younger sister and they're like, Bernice is in the hospital, can you guys come get her? How is that going to happen when my dad is in holidays? Like, my dad was on holidays in Ghana, so I was just at home with my mom, my siblings. My dad was, like, you know, enjoying his holidays. He was supposed to come the next day, and Bernice is drunk. My mom really doesn't, like, you know, doesn't know how to drive. Bernice is drunk. There's a car, but there's no one to drive the car. How do we get Bernice? You guys, this was like, it was a whole scary thing. And they managed to get to the hospital. They get someone to pick them up. They get to the hospital, and the doctors don't lie to anything. They tell you if she hadn't been brought to, like, you know, if she had been brought any later than when she was brought in, she could have died, because she had alcohol poisoning. So apparently I had drank so much that my whole system had just, like, you know, I don't know how to explain that, but then the whole system was just like done. The whole system was just done. I had 1 point something of alcohol in me, and they had to pump every single thing out. Every single thing. So my siblings get there and they take pictures of me looking all crazy and shit like that. They take pictures of me looking all crazy. And you guys, look, I came home. I don't even have any memory. So this part is also my siblings. So I come home, and they just dropped me on my bed, and my mom tries to get hold of my dad, but she's not able to get him, because I think at that point she was in the flight. So she's able to get him. I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I'm at home. So I'm at home and I'm wondering, how did I get home? I had no idea how I got home. And beside me, I had like my handbag and the gifts I got. You guys, I don't even know how to explain it, you know. I sat down, like, I had never prayed that much like I did that morning to tell God thank you. I had no headache, like no pain at all to show that I had been drinking the previous day or anything like that, because every single amount, like every single drop of alcohol had been pumped out. So it felt like I hadn't drank anything, I was okay, anything like that. But then I still looked crazy. I was still wearing the clothes I had worn before. I was smelling like vomit, you know. And I asked my siblings what happened. So the car they used to come pick me up, I vomited outside the car, in the car. So everywhere was just like, you know, stinking, smelling, the embarrassment, you guys. It was just like, you know, and my friends were so scared. I woke up, I had messages from them, and I had to like call a few people back and be like, I'm fine, I got home, I'm cool, like, you know, I'm good and all of that. Bro, you guys, it was crazy. So I would like to end here, and then I'll do a part 2 because more happens, and if I start explaining in this video, it will just get so long. So stay tuned for the part 2, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more. But what I just like to say is, you guys, like, drink responsibly, drink safely. I do understand why US would make their drinking age at the age of 21, because if I had been in the US, I'm sure my parents would have had to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for that pumping of alcohol they just did for me. I'm just lucky I was in Europe and it was free, but like, still, just drink responsibly, guys.